Yeah, children has to, I will tell them. All the children have to leave this place and go at the back now. Okay? This is for teachers training. Thank you so much for going. Yeah. Do not cry. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, right. Whose child is that? Yours? You can sit there for a little time with her, with her. There, with her. Yeah, you sit there. You sit down there. Yeah, good. You can sit there. You can send them a little light, and then you can come. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor, for once again inviting me to share my heart to these teachers. It's a privilege for me to work with children, and not only with children but with leaders. You will see me in a different role today. Okay? But I will still be friendly. When I teach my students in the college, I am very strict. Okay, I teach at a college. At LBC and AGBC. In Kandy and in Jaila. Okay? And also at our southern. Oh, they are not from here. Okay. This sister, Shirley is not here. Okay. At the Bible College there and in Bangalore. So, one of the things that we do in Child Focus is we want to train leaders. No? I'll tell you, children's ministry is not a joke. What did I say? Children's ministry is not a joke. Okay? And children's ministry is not time pass. I will repeat this all again and again. Okay? What is it? Children's ministry is time pass. So it's very serious ministry. Okay? I may look very joyful, but I'm very serious also at sometimes. Okay? So Pastor has already prayed, but I also like to pray. And I like to close my eyes when I pray. I close my eyes because I can focus. I can concentrate. But if you like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. Okay? But either ways, Jesus will still hear our prayers. Okay? But I like to close my eyes. If you want, you can close your eyes. But my Jesus will still hear our prayers. Thank you, Jesus, for this morning. Holy Spirit, thank you, you are here with us. I commit myself into your hands, Lord. Lord, let there be a new anointing. And Lord, a fresh anointing, O God. I pray for all my teachers and leaders. You will give them a heart to learn and to unlearn many things, O God. Holy Spirit, you help us. The next 2-3 hours, that we will bring glory only to you, O Jesus. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' precious name we ask this prayer. Amen. Whatever I do over here, sometimes you have to duplicate. Okay? I know you are all very good teachers. I have seen you. Okay? I learned a lot from you. Okay? Especially some of the leaders who were in charge of each section. I saw how proactive you are. So very good. Congratulations to it. So I am here to learn from you. And I know a little bit of children's ministry. I also want to share with you that. So sometimes when I do some things here, you can duplicate that in front of children. Okay? Sometimes we force them to kneel down. A child came and asked me, only if I kneel down, and only when I fold my hands and bow down my eyes and my head and close my eyes, Jesus will hear the prayer. Because she's been hearing that again and again and again. So when a child sees someone not bowing down their head, and kneeling down or closing their eyes, and sometimes we pastors open our eyes a little, right? Anybody else? Sunday school teacher taught me something else, and this leader is doing something else. He's not kneeling down. Maybe God is not going to hear his prayers. Or maybe only when I am in this fashion, God will hear our prayers. This is from the children I learned. And then I realized we should be very clear in what we say. Okay? But we want to teach them the right things. Why we are doing, why we are closing eyes. Why? Why? Why is very, very important. Correct? Why is very, very important. I want to break my session into around 3 or 4 sections. Okay? The first section, I really wanted to do an icebreaker and then a song. But it's okay, we are moving on from that. Because my team is involved in something else. Anthony was supposed to do the icebreaker, and the ice is broken already, Anto. You want to do something? Yeah? The ice is broken already, they are all friends, they all know each other, I know them, they know me. So we can move on from there, okay, Anto? And then probably, if there is a computer there, the computer is there. Ilya? Brother Rajachunar, computer is here already, morning I spoke. Computer is there means we can play the song. I want to play some songs. If it is there, you can bring it next 1 hour. If someone is coming, they can bring it and come. In case someone is coming. We can do the songs a little later. So I'm moving on to the next session. Okay? Everybody here to learn? To learn, we have to unlearn some things. Zip code, zip, zip code. No? You got that? Zip. Huh? Yeah. Learning and unlearning. If you unlearn some things, you can learn more. Sometimes we have learned so many things which is necessary but not effective nowadays. Okay, we have to change the methodologies how we are going to reach the children. Okay, so I asked you why we have to inform the children why we are doing some things. So when I say please come and sit here, 1 row, 2nd row, 3rd row means why? Because I can concentrate on you 4 rows. The moment you're scattered, here, pastors are having very much difficulty. To look like this, look like this. If I'm in a very 500,000 congregation, no problem, because I'm not going to see your eyes. I'm just going to speak over your heads. But when it's a small group, I want you all to sit like this. So what I told, 1st row, 2nd row. Meaning I was very specific in giving my instructions. Children are waiting for specific instruction. Always you should know that. If you want to write notes, you can write notes. Children at home also are waiting for specific instructions. How many of you children have children? Hi. I want to count. Okay, please put your hand. The reason I asked is because I will cover some parental topics also for you. So not only for your church children, for your home children also. When I say, Joel, come home early. Rebecca, clean your room. Means what? Which room? What time? Wait for the room clean or which room? You meant bedroom or dining hall or TV room or your bedroom or kitchen room or bathroom, I don't know. When I say Joel, come home soon. For me soon is 8 o'clock, for him soon is 11 o'clock. No? So I have to tell, come home at 10:30. Children, sit here. Everybody come, sit in groups. I have to make them, tell them what to do. I have to tell, please get your bedroom cleaned. So you have specific instructions. Children are always looking for specific, they are designed like that. Okay? They are designed. So whatever you are going to do in your children's ministry, be very specific, don't be general. Because what in their house is rules is different from other rules. You are thinking that you are telling something, thinking about your rules. But for him, that rule is not applicable. And our mommy, daddy, where mother? No? Where culture? Where part of Tamil Nadu. Inside Tamil Nadu itself, there are so many different cultures. What may sound good for me may not sound good for you. So be very careful in giving specific info. Specifically. I'm coming to why. Why we are doing children's ministry. I told you why you are sitting. Why I have told my children to close their eyes. Why you are doing children's ministry. That clock is not working, so I really have a struggle. Where's my small phone?
It's now.
Oh, it's done? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's 10:30. I can go on up to 12:30 first time? 12:30 now? 2 hours. Okay. Now, why we are doing children's ministry? Christina was such a help last year. She was my backbone the previous year. She was running here, running there, everywhere. Huh? Why are you doing children's ministry?
I like it.
You like it?
Yes.
Same thing?
Yeah, I can help. Like it's become Holy Spirit awareness about the everything for the spiritual life.
You want to say in Sigla? I think it's a Sigla. Yeah. Why Rebecca?
I like it.
You like it? Anna?
I like children.
Pastor Ma?
We love children.
Sister?
இது நல்லா அவங்கள கிறிஸ்துக்குள்ள வளர்த்து அவங்கள ஒரு நல்வழிப்படுத்தணும் அப்படின்றது தான்.
Kingdom of God. சின்ன வயசுல அவங்க கர்த்தருக்கு வழி நடத்தினா ஃபியூச்சர்ல that will be great for all everyone.
I cannot come inside.
தேவனுக்கு பயப்படுகிற பயத்தோட அவங்க
Still, this is still. We saw you during the VPS. Oh, very good. Thanks for coming. Sister Radhika.
சின்ன வயசுலேயே ஆண்டவருக்கு பயப்படுற பயம் என்னன்னு நம்ம சொல்லி கொடுத்தானா வளர்ந்தாலும் அதை விடாம இருப்பாங்க.
Anybody wants to say? That's it? I cannot come inside. Why are you doing children's ministry? Esther?
To get them acquainted with God and to grow spiritually.
Grow spiritually. Most Brother Ruben.
I just remember the verse from the Proverbs that train up your child in a way he should go.
17:22. Yes.
Yeah, so that even when they are old, they don't depart from that.
Very good. Okay. Good. Okay. So this is why you are doing children's ministry? Thinking that they don't know anything. So we have to teach them. So are we right? Partially. Good. That's a nice answer. Nobody is perfect. So we have to become perfect as children's ministry, because I said children's ministry is not a joke. Everybody say children's ministry is. Everybody says together 1, 2, 3. Children's ministry is. Look at Jora. Children's ministry is. Okay, next. Children's ministry not type pass. Children's ministry is not a. Children's ministry is not a. Children's ministry is not a. Okay, that means we want to now find out why we are doing children's ministry. Okay, so do you remember a passage in Bible where in Matthew Jesus and his disciples are there and they are walking and suddenly his friends are telling who will become the greatest? Yeah? Who will become the greatest? Where is that? Matthew chapter 18? Yes, 18:10. Yeah.
You do not despise one of these little ones. For I tell you that in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven.
18:2 padinga sister. 18:1 padinga.
He called a little child.
First 18:1.
At that time the disciples came to Jesus, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Oh. Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? So they had a dispute. Huh? So Jesus wants to answer them. So what should be Jesus' answer? You or you? Or both of you know? That's the right answer, right? You ask a question, you have to get an answer. Either it is you, Peter, it is you, or John, it is you, or both of you, no. I will decide later. That should be the answer, correct? But how did Jesus answer? Jesus called a little child to him and placed the child among him. Matthew says child. In Luke, we find it's a masculine. So it's a child. It's a son. Right? He placed the boy. Okay? And Mark also. In both, all the three, it is there. Now here it is a child. So for me, it could be any child. It could be boy or a girl, or it could be rich or poor, it could be Sri Lankan or Indian, any child. We don't know the child's attributes. But for Jesus at that time, child seemed innocent. He called the child and placed the child among them, and he said, truly I tell you, yes, what? Verily, verily I say you, truly I say you, tell you, means this is something very important. In my Bible it is in red color. Jesus said it. Friends, this Matthew did not say. Matthew is quoting Jesus. Jesus' very words this is. That is my God's very words. You know what my God told? My God told his little boy Joel. Joshua is here. Huh? Joel, you have to become like Joshua. That's what Jesus said. Oh, no. He said to Joshua, hey, look, you have to become like. The way we are doing children's ministry has to be changed. We have to unlearn many things. We are thinking the other way. It's good. If they have done a good job and they have finished the race, then you can quote them. Yeah? And most of them want you, what you want? I want to be like Uncle Pat. I said, please don't be like me. You know? What the Bible says, or what Jesus says is, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Forget about who is going to be greatest, or the least, or senior or junior. First you get inside, then we will see. So, one quality, children like qualities. Our children, God has designed us very soft. Like in my training, I told, no, they are like wet cement. Did I tell you that? Oh no, I didn't tell, is it? It was wet cement. It can be molded. Wet cement போட்டு பிறகு நான் சொல்றேன் அங்க போதீங்கன்னா அச்சு வந்துச்சுன்னா the lifelong it will be like that only. What? Lifelong it will be like that. காஞ்சிடுச்சுன்னா அது ரெடி பண்ணனும்னா ஒடிச்சிட்டு தான் ரெடி பண்ணனும். இந்த molding போடும்போதே அந்த பைப் அதெல்லாம் போட்டு civil engineers will know it. Right? Everything has to be done inside that ceiling. Right? Concealed beams. All the beams, all the metals and all the wires and everything has to be inside before the molding is even laid. So God has actually inbuilt us. You know, in Psalm 139 it says, even before I was formed in my mother's womb, I know you. Right? So that means, but now what happens, we have to put in some of their characters and qualities and teachings while the child is still shapeable and moldable. I was looking for a clay. I didn't get a clay to explain this matter to you. You know, clay is very soft. நம்ம சின்ன பசங்களுக்கு கொடுக்குறோம்ல clay-ல விளையாடுறதுக்கு, right? Can I have that sellotape, please? Sellotape. So, I want you to turn to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 6. Okay, one of you, Tamil, one English. Open this English. Chapter 6, verse, read from first onwards.
These are the commands.
Now, these are the commands.
Decrees and laws. The Lord your God directed me to teach you to observe in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess, so that you, your children, and their children after them may hear
the Lord your God as long as you live, by keeping all his decrees and commands that I give you, and so that you may enjoy long life. Hear Israel, and be careful to obey so
Hear, O Israel, be careful to.
obey so,
Hmm.
so that it may go well with
Which verse is that? Third verse. Okay.
Hear Israel, and be careful to obey so that it may go well with you, and that you may increase greatly in a land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord, the God of your ancestors, promised you. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Which verse is this? Okay.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the doorframes of your houses and on your gates. When the Lord your God brings you into the land he spoke to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large, flourishing cities you did not build, houses filled with all kinds of good things you did not provide, wells you did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves you did not plant. And when you eat and are satisfied, be careful that you do not forget the Lord, who brought you out of the land of slavery. Fear the Lord your God, serve him only, and take your oaths in his name. Do not follow other gods, the gods of the peoples around you.
Okay. Be careful that you do not forget the Lord who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. That's enough. 12 verses here. Thank you so much, sister. There are a couple of things you should know from this passage. Okay? I'm teaching. Okay? I'm teaching. So it will be little. Deuteronomy. No? Deuteronomy means law. Huh? Second time law. Deuteronomy. Second time. So this is given second time. When someone says first time, it is important. If someone says second time, it is more important. And this is coming as a reminder just before the people of Israel. They were still people of Israel, nation was not formed. So this is the people of the Hebrew people. Okay? Now these are all going to go where? Into the promised land. From Egypt. They are going to go and possess. So before they possess, probably Moses is telling this. Telling to his people, when you go there, this is what you need to do. Second time law given to the Hebrew people, before they go, reminder. I only wish they would have obeyed it. They did not. So it took a long time for them to even enter the promised land. Now what happens here is, it's called as the Shema. Okay? This is the Shema. Every Jewish boy should know this by heart. Not only this, they will know the whole Pentateuch. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers and Deuteronomy. Without, see, I have seen one rabbi. He told everything. I was shocked. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, full. This rabbi knows everything by heart. Something, I don't know how they have stored that. Now these are some of the passages that every Jewish boy should know. It's called the Shema. The Lord your God is one. Now that is very important, and that is what we have to teach our children. And how we have to teach? You should teach when they are sitting down, standing up, going more on. This is parents. 1.66% of the child's time only they spend with Sunday school teacher between the ages of 4 and 14, I think. 14. Yeah, it's 14. It's 4:14. 14. Most of the time they are spending their time with parents. Okay, that's about 66%, and the remaining is with the school and all that. So as a church, you have very little time in their whole lifetime to impact. And the little time that நீங்க வந்து ரொம்ப எஃபர்ட் எடுக்கணும். யாரோ ஒருத்தர் எனக்கு ரொம்ப எஃபர்ட் எடுத்தாங்க நான் சின்னதா இருக்கும்போது ஏன் சண்டே ஸ்கூல்ல. அதனால தான் I was able to, I am what I am today. My parents, my grandparents, So as parents, you have to take a real lot of effort. இப்போ ஒரு 4 row உட்கார்ந்து இருக்கீங்க, நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் கத்த சொன்னா whose voice I will hear? Tell me. Christina, Rebecca, Anna, only few names I know. Shiva. நீங்க எல்லாரும் கத்த வச்சுட்டு, if I am going to say scream, 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 whose voice I will be able to hear clearly? Front row.
The more louder.
Huh? Loudest. Manuel, நீங்க என்ன சொன்னீங்க? Robert? Loudest voice. The loudest voice in the classroom gets heard. It's not first row. If Akila is going to scream from there, I will know her voice because she is the loudest, right? In the same way, teachers, the children are hearing a lot of voices every day from their friends, from social media and from the TV, from the devices that parents buy them. They are hearing and hearing and hearing. Those two boys are listening to me. Huh? Listen man, how old are you? How old are you? Huh? 11 years. Nicely listen, okay? Probably you are going to be one of the biggest good teachers. What's your name? Huh? Daphne. And you? Leon. Both of you listen, okay? If you want to take them, but they are listening. Let them be there for a couple of minutes. Let them be here for a couple of minutes, okay? Probably they are the next chief pastors for children's ministry. Yes, who knows? Yes, I was also like that. We all were like that. The loudest child gets heard. Loudest voice gets heard. Meaning, I want to know, is the voice in your house and is the voice in your church louder than the voice that the children are listening from the media and from their friends? If it is not loud, you and me are wasting our time. The loudest voice gets heard. This is practically done between the ages of 4 and 14 and found out if the church is not going to be louder, we are going to lose our generation. Go back home and Google churches for sale. Cars for sale you get, right? Do you know churches are for sale? You know. Google churches for sale. You will get the churches for sale, a list of churches. So much money. In the church you have money. You can buy the church with the chandelier, with the organ and with the graveyard outside. I'm not joking. I have seen churches. Churches are becoming mosques. Churches are becoming hotels. I have seen one hotel in London. Shocking. The building is like that, but it is a restaurant. Don't think in India it is not come. It is India also, it is there. I was in Porbandar where Gandhiji lived. A CNI church is closed. And the first portion only is used by one AG church. And the sexton has given that for his maintenance. Big compound, everything. When I went to Jharkhand, there is another church closed. You know why? They lost a generation. So this is what I tell all my leaders. I don't know whether I told you this. What if all your mummies and daddies of Indian origin in Qatar decide we will not have children from today onwards? You decided. Okay, mummies and daddies are there, but you decided not to have children. What happens after 10 years? Tell me. No, 11-year-old children will be there. No, probably you will not have Indian primary school here in Qatar. Why? Because you have decided. All the mummies and daddies in Qatar. So no children. Correct? After 20 years, what will happen? No schools. All Indian pediatricians, they have to only be for good enough for Qatari people. Okay? There will not be a Indian generation here. Now back in home, if you think in your say in your Nagarkoil or in your Kanyakumari or in your Chennai, if you people decide like same thing what I am saying, after 10 years, 20 years, what happens? No children. After 50 years, what happens? Only tatas, 50-year-olds. After 90 years, what will happen? Nobody is there. desolate. It will become like desert. Did you realize children are very important? For God to fulfill what is written here, to fulfill what this, God's need the next generation. And God needs a next godly generation. And that godly generation, you and I only can shape and bring them up. So now you know how important children's ministry is. It's not a joke. One whole generation Europe lost. When you see churches for sale, the reason the churches are getting sold in Europe and Australia and US is because they lost one full generation to gayism and lesbianism and free thinking, free movement. Do you think our children are spared? No. A couple of years ago, a pastor's daughter was caught up in lesbianism and she did not know how to come out of it. I'm talking about a Pentecostal AG church, okay? And a Sunday school teacher's daughter, Sunday school teacher's telling, Pastor, I spent so many years spending time with children. And my daughter is now exactly 18 years, she's just completed, she left the home. I said, for what? She wants to get married to her best girlfriend, who was a Muslim girl. Scary. Our children who are 10 years and 13 years, and they're asking, Dada, what is wrong for a girl to marry another girl? It's her choice. One of our team members working in EY, there's no more toilets to say that it is male and female, because it's a discrimination, it seems, for them. How can you make male and female? It's a common toilet. So where are we heading to? We are heading in a direction where children are confused, because the media is making them confused. So they don't know the values, what is written in the Bible, and they are picking up. Why? Because here they are hearing a louder voice. And the louder voice is hitting them slowly through cartoons and through small, You know how many visitors come to your house? How many visitors come to your house every day?
Kids, friends, they come.
They come.
Tuition kids come.
Okay, good. So around 3, 4, 5, that's all? More? Okay, good. Do you have TVs at home, yeah? Yeah? It seems there are more than 3,000 people coming in inside your house every day. Do you know that? Through that line. On an average, an American child spends 8 hours watching media. An Indian, and on average 4 to 5 hours. And from the devices that you have got at home and in your laptop, iPad. Do you know that children, more than 1,000 people have visited your house while you are not there? And they have told something to your child that you have not told through your TV? They have come in, and now we are thinking, but it has already come. And they are hooked onto it, they have to see. What are the cartoons made nowadays, Anto? Yeah. Masha and the bear. Bear and yeah. What are the values they are teaching? Huh? Huh? Yeah, tell me, sister. Yeah? Temper tantrum. So we need to now be aware. Now what I'm telling you, I'm making you aware that there is a louder voice that our children are listening to, and we as children's ministry leaders, it's time for us to think louder and act louder and do something. Change our way of teaching. Our commitment should change. I know you all are very committed. That is why you all are sitting here on a holiday. Some of you all, I don't know whether you all went to work, or you all are sitting here because you love children. Your pastors love children. That is why they have brought you here. You know, they have taken some effort. That is why they are investing on some people like us to travel such a lot of that's for half an hour. For such a lot of money they are spending, and bringing us here. You know why? Because they love children, not to give entertainment for them or to do time pass for them. That's what I believe. Because we are into children's ministry because we know it's not a time pass. No, it's not a time pass. So, first thing is why we are doing children's ministry. It's because God needs children and God needs godly children. Godly children. So that He can fulfill what is written here. In up to Revelation, so many things not yet fulfilled. God, yes, needs buildings and this and that and everything, but He needs children. He needs the next generation. Got it? So when you're going to, am I going to ask Christina, why are you doing children's ministry? What you're going to say is, you know what? Because God needs children. Because God needs to fulfill His promises. And Sheba should say, because God needs a godly generation, I am doing children's ministry. Something similar like that most of you said. Okay? And the other reason why you're doing children's ministry is, let me tell you something else. In verse 7 it says, read verse 7 for me.
Impress them on your.
Hold it. What?
Impress them on.
What is the meaning of that? Impress means? It's written teach. Tamil என்ன எழுதி இருக்குது? யாரா பைபிள் எடுத்துக்கிறீங்க தமிழ்ல? இருங்க ஒரே ஒருத்தர். நீங்க சிஸ்டர். நீ அவைகளை உன் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு கருத்தாய் போதித்து. Okay, that means diligently. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have to teach karutta. I mean diligently. What you will teach, what you will impress. Impress is the word there. In Hebrew, impress is the word. Impress is meaning is what? Impress means what? Attract. Impact.
Influence.
Okay, influence, very powerful. Influence. It's a bad influence, good influence. Influence is transferring something. Tree is there, shade is there. So when you come under the shade, you are influenced by the tree. Shade. It's influence is an action word. Okay, one more word I'm looking for. Impress means convince. Sister Akira? Huh? Model. Okay, role model. Okay. Plant. Okay, seed. Okay. Impress. Okay. Expand. Impress. Receive, Pastor?
Press them.
Press them, okay, that is short punting. Expand பண்ணுங்க. Impress. Set an example. Impress. Leaving some marks after. Even after we go. Impression. Okay, impression. Now tell me how can give me some example of impression. Impression. Footprint. Impression. Impression is what? Footprint. Xerox correct beginning. When I put this on the Xerox here, and what does the paper get? This print. What is here only will come in the original, right? What is here only will come. Impress means what you have only you can transfer. So what Deuteronomy says? Impress. If I have a clay, I will really tell you what I am talking about. A clay is very soft, and when I press the clay like this and remove it, what do you see? My fingerprint, like footprint. You say my fingerprint. What is here is now transferred here. Right? As I was talking to Reuben, I was actually using this. There. Then suddenly I thought, let me use this. You see this? It's gum. Yeah? It's gum. Yeah? I'm just holding this. Now what happens? I just held this and I just left this. What is this? What is this? Can you see? Can you see details of it? Details? What if I have a cut here? What will come there? Huh? This mark was here, will come here. Correct? Friends, it's the same with children. When children come into your children's church, what you have, you impress them. Because you're going to talk to them, right? If I am cut, if I am hurt, if I am wounded, if I am sinful, if I am not ready, what is my faith? What is my level of faith? If I only have doubt on some things, I said, no, we are all not perfect. Partially you should know. Every time we come to children, we should know what is our level of faith. What is my belief on the Bible? What is my belief on the Holy Spirit? Am I confused still? Then the same thing is going to get transferred to the children. Impression is that. Okay, so why we are doing children's ministry is, I'm doing children's ministry so that I am so happy. I have enjoyed I have the joy of salvation. I have had a miracle in my life last week, 1 month, not 20 years back. I have had a miracle. Every day is a miracle. Right? Have you experienced a miracle recently? Have you experienced a beautiful relationship with Jesus recently? How recent was it? That means my walk of life with Jesus should be daily walk of life. Otherwise you are not qualified to come inside children's ministry, including me. So children's ministry is not a joke. I feel children's ministry is the most important ministry in the church. Not women's ministry, not youth ministry, not mission. Pastors are here. Pastor Ramas are here. Children's ministry is the most important ministry. I go all over the place and tell this. I disturb all the pastors. Do you have a candle here? Oh, pastors are here. Do you have a candle? A candle is there. Candle is there. Matchbox is there. Fire panna mudiyadhu, but it's okay. Can I get 2 candles? 2 candles? Okay? Robin, can you help me with the 2 candles? Now, I will use the candle illusion a little later. So, children's ministry, I said, is very important. Now, coming back to Deuteronomy, chapter 6. It says, why we are going to do children's ministry is, verse 3. Hear Israel and be careful to obey so that it may go well. Why? It may go well. Oh wow. You want your children, things which are children's to go well. And then there's what? Increase. Next is what? Go well and that you may increase. Wow, there is something, there are benefits of doing this to the children. Primarily 2 benefits. Is they will increase, they will increase and it may go well. We don't want our children's boys to become robbers, right? Thieves, dacoits. We don't want our children to become prostitutes and, get lost and do this and, we desire, right? But I've heard a lot of stories. I have seen we work with women who are struggling, who are having children and they don't know who their parents are. In the red light area. Some of them are out of struggle and out of difficulties. They have gone inside, they don't know how to come outside. So we work with those kind of children too. But we don't want our children to fall into that trap. Correct? Sometimes we are our church, 30 children are there, let me look after them, that's fine. It's good. But what about the other 30,000 outside? This is for everybody, right? It's for everybody. So, for your children, for the church children, I'm specifically saying, we have a very good age bracket in our midst. Okay? A little bit of theory and I think I should stop by 11:10 at least. Another 2 minutes I need to stop this, what I'm doing, and move to the next subject. Okay? How many of you here sitting know Jesus or accepted Jesus or know that Jesus is the Savior before the age of 14 years? 14 years and below, you know that Jesus is the Savior. Yeah? Hands up straight. No konjam nalla nera. 14 years. I will increase the age. 14 years. Can you all keep the hands straight? High. Hi, sister. Hi. I want all of you all to turn around and see. No, with the hands up. Hands up. Turn around and see your faces. 13 years, 14 years. How many is there? 80%. Put your hands down. One person by the name of Dr. Dan Brewster, okay, he did a research currently in 2003, okay, between 2003 and 2005. He went all over the world, okay, he's a holistic child development guy. He went to he was in Compassion International. So he went and did a research to find out the leaders, the current leaders of the countries, various countries. And when he did a research, he found out that all these leaders accepted Jesus Christ between the ages of 4 and 14. And those are the top leaders currently in 2003. 4 and 14. So they birthed this movement called as the 414 movement. 414 movement. One more candle is there, bro. One more candle is there. I'm getting that candle. Uh, 414. So 414 means what? You should know what is 414. Anybody heard this name 414 before? 414 means a window of opportunity. Meaning, in your Sunday school, what is the age actually sitting in your class, school? That means you have leaders sitting, you have dynamic leaders sitting in your class. What are you doing about them? Because around 50 years ago, these people were the ones who accepted Jesus as their personal savior, and more than 80 to. And when Dan Brewster saw that, he saw more than 65% to 80% leaders were born again or gave their life to the Lord when they were between the ages of 4 and 14. So which means our children's ministry is the best place to get those leaders, have an impact on them. If you are doing it, as it is written in Proverbs, train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn from it. The Jesuit priest, the Catholic priest says, give me a boy who is 7 and I will show the man in him. Yeah? They want to catch them young. If we can impress our children with the impression, mold them, shape them. There is one more thing I realized is, when the clay is soft, and when the clay was soft, and there was some impurity that went inside, because they are very soakable, right? They are absorbable. They are too good in absorbing. Wet cement is wet. You just put, it just takes your impression. When that clay was soft, and when there is something that went in, and it was padivi, what is this? Buried. When it becomes hard, what happens? When the child is a little big, if it was a bad impression on the child, it's always there inside. And in youth ministry, and the pastor has to really work hard to break and open it. But our Lord is capable of doing it. My God has grace sufficient enough to save a man on beside the cross also. Right? But why do we have to wait for that? Right? Because the Bible says this in Deuteronomy, when you sit, when you stand, when you lie down, reminders on your posts. And there's another one, and then I will close this. It says what? You have to tell this to only your children? Then?
Write them as symbols on your hands. And
Verse 2, sister. So that you...
Lord your God.
Second verse.
Yes, that you may fear the Lord your God, you and your son and your son and son, by keeping all his statutes.
Son and son, huh?
Son and his son, by keeping all his statutes.
Okay, here we go. I'll read from this version.
so that you,
Your children and their children.
after them may
Oh,
fear
that
the
means-
Lord your God.
Grandson.
Oh yes, sons and sons. Grandsons. Oh wow, see? It has to go on and on and on. So we have a big role to play. Okay? So it is just not this. So we have to tell this again and again, so that when I tell Christina, Christina tells the next generation. Right? Someone told me, and we are taking it serious. Friends, we have to take children's ministry very serious. So now, there's another verse also in Genesis. I know time is out. God calls Abraham on his willingness to partner, okay, with God on his willingness. Okay, he takes him as a partner on the willingness of Abraham to train his next generation. Genesis 17. Anyways, let's not go there now. I'm moving on. The reason is, when I ask you next time why you going to do children's ministry, you should say, I want to be a partner with God. You know what? Children's ministry is a very power ministry. Because the children don't give tithe. You know? And it's the most expensive ministry. Huh? I can stand, or I have a lot of people in AG, okay? I am ordained with AG. Those AG pastors will stand for 500,000 people, they will just in one go talk for 45 minutes, things can happen. No expenditure. They all have to do is just come and sit down under a tent. Right? And at the end of the day, they all will give offering and go also. It's a very good ministry. I'm not telling in the negative way, I'm telling you something. But when children come, the church has to spend. So it's very expensive ministry. No? And then you may not get paid well also. All the pastors and assistant pastors and the youth pastors and children's pastors back in India are paid. But children volunteers are not paid. I don't know how many of you got payment for coming for 5 days here. Huh? It's okay. You know why? Children's ministry is like that for a long time. They don't know that you are all invested in the best, your best for the children. So I am talking on behalf of all the pastors and leaders also. It's always been like that, and it will change in a little time. Maybe it may change today also. Yeah? Now why I am telling you is, don't get discouraged. That's what I am saying. Never get discouraged. You know what, boys, my leaders, boys and girls, I'm always saying. You know what, leaders? When you know why you're doing children's ministry, you will die doing children's ministry. I can teach you how you want to do children's ministry now. Okay? Most of you all want to know how to do ministry, right? How is very nice. You can go to the internet and learn a lot of new tricks and all. I do a lot of magic and all this. That's all how. But the day you really know why you're doing children's ministry, you will never stop doing children's ministry till you die, because you know God has called you to shape the next generation, a godly generation. Invest. And as Abraham was willing to train his offspring, it says, on his willingness to train his offspring, he partnered with God. A covenant partner, it is written. Wow. You know what's a covenant partner? Covenant means agreement. In those days, covenant means you can't break the covenant. If you break the covenant, they used to walk in between a animal which is sacrificed. Sacrifice, put the animal this side, that side. If I am going to take a covenant, we both walk through the animal and come this side. That's called as covenant. That means if one of us breaks the promise made, this is our condition. That's covenant partnership. Abraham was willing to train his offspring and become a covenant partner in the call that God gave him. God is looking for covenant partners here. Children's ministry is really not a joke. It's not a time pass. I want all of you to close your eyes. I want to just close this session. Every eye closed. Every eye closed. I just want you to recollect what I said. Deuteronomy. Why you're doing children's ministry? It's not because you're a pastor's wife or a pastor's daughter, or you have nothing else to do at home, or because you have spare time. It is because God has called you to shape the next generation. Yes, by relationship you can be pastor's daughter or wife or someone, but today make a commitment and say, Lord, I think now I have to really look at children's ministry differently. The 414ers are sitting in my class. I am handling a big dynamite team which can blow the whole world. If only I can impact that one or two children or all those children, I have done my job. Because I will do it, because things will go well with them. My nation will increase. The promise given to the Hebrew people is also the promise given to us. I'm just going to leave you with 1 or 2 minutes. I want you to pray. Take your time. Just pray and commit yourselves. Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Lord, sometimes we have been wasting our time, oh Jesus. But Lord, from this day onwards, we want to be fully committed, oh Lord. Thank you, Jesus. In the light of what we have heard, can I ask Sister Shiva to just stand up and lead us in a prayer, a short prayer of commitment?
நன்றி ராஜா, உம்மை நன்றியுள்ளத்தோடு உம்மை துதிக்கிறோம், உம்மை ஸ்தோத்திரிக்கிறோம் ராஜா. என் மட்டும் ஜீவன் சுகம் பலன் தந்த ராஜா, அற்புதமாக வழிநடத்தின பெரிதான கிருபைக்காக தயவுக்காக உமக்கு நன்றி ராஜா. ஆமென் சுவாமி ராஜா. உடைய அநாதி தீர்மானத்தினாலே ராஜா, இந்த தினத்தில் ஆண்டவரே, நாங்கள் ஆண்டவரே இந்த சிறுவர் ஊழியத்தை குறித்து ஆண்டவரே நாங்கள் கற்றுக் கொடுத்ததை என் தேவன் நாங்கள் அப்படியே ஆண்டவரை ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு அதன்படி ராஜா நாங்கள் சிறு பிள்ளைகள் ஊழியத்தை நன்றாக நேர்த்தியாக செய்ய தேவன் கிருபை பலனின் ஞானத்தை தரும்படி நாங்கள் செபிக்கிறோம். ராஜா, இந்த சிறு பிள்ளைகளை ராஜா ராஜா தேவன் உடைய சந்ததி ஆண்டவரை நாங்கள் எழுப்பதற்கு நீர் ஒவ்வொருவருக்கும் ஆண்டவர் உதவி செய்யும்படி நாங்கள் செபிக்கிறோம் ராஜா. இந்த சிறு வயதிலே ராஜா இவர்களுக்கு என்று ராஜா நாங்கள் ஏறெடுக்கிற ஒவ்வொரு முயற்சியும் நீர் எங்களுக்கு ஆசீர்வதிங்க ராஜா. இந்த சிறு பிள்ளைகளை ராஜா உமைக்கென்று ராஜா ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுக்க தேவன் நீர் எங்களுக்கு ராஜா அனுகிறம் பாராட்டும்படி நாங்கள் செபிக்கிறோம் ராஜா. இதை நாங்கள் சும்மா ஏனோ தானும் என்று ஒரு டைம் பாஸ்க்காக ஜோக்குக்காக எடுக்காதபடிக்கு ராஜா உண்மையோடு ஒத்துமையோடு ராஜா இந்த ஊழியத்தை செய்ய தேவன் உங்களுடைய பரிசுத்த ஆவியினாலே வல்லமையினாலே நீர் எங்களை வழிநடத்தும்படி நாங்கள் ஜெபிக்கிறோம். ஆமென். வரும் நாட்களிலே ராஜா உமக்கென்று ராஜா ஒரு காட்லி ஜெனரேஷனை நாங்கள் உருவாக்க தேவன் நீர் எங்களுக்கு கிருபை தரும்படி நாங்கள் ஜெபிக்கிறோம் சுவாமி. ஆமென். ஹல்லேலூயா. ஒவ்வொருவரையும் ஆண்டவரை விசேஷ விதத்தில் அபிஷேகித்து வழிநடத்துவீராக ராஜா. ஆமென். ரக்கரதரஸ்ரீ கரரி பரர 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 ஓரி பரர கரரி தரஸ்ரீ தரக்கர. ஆமென் சுவாமி. நீர் அப்படி செய்யப்படுற கிருபைக்காக தயவுக்காக உமக்கு நன்றி ராஜா. ஆமென். இந்த சிறு ஊழியத்தை நீங்க ஆசீர்வதிங்க ராஜா. ஆசீர்வதிங்க. எங்களை தாழ்த்தபடி கருத்தில் தருகிறோம். எல்லா துதிகளும் மகிமையும் தேவன் ஒருவருக்கே செலுத்துகிறோம். ஆமென்.
Thank you so much, sister. As we continue to sit in the presence of God, I told you I will take 4 sessions, okay? I'm just finishing off with 1 session. I have 2 candles with me here. The one on my right is this, and one on my left is this. Which is the baby? The right? Which is the mother? The left? Huh? This is the mother? What is wrong with Sister Shirley? How many of you said this is the child? Come on, lift your hands. Everybody said it. Is the child? Is the mother? This is the mother.
Child.
Oh, this is the child, is it? Krishna, they're telling this is the child. What is wrong with it? Mr. Shirley, why do you think this is the mother? Why is this mother?
This has given away so much of sacrifice.
Oh, this has become already small.
Yeah.
Life is,
Started early.
oh, already half life is gone. So this is the mother.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is the child?
Now only it is coming out.
Fresh இருக்குது. Huh? Oh, your perspective changed now, is it? Now do you agree this is the child? Right? And this is the mother. You know, back in India we have these people from Rajasthan who are very good in pawn brokers. You know, they call them Marwadis. You know, they are very, very careful in spending money. You know, அவங்க முடிஞ்சா ஒரே ஒரு கண்ணை கூட பார்த்துருவாங்க. என்னன்னு கேட்டா அது ஒரே ஒரு பார்க்கறதுக்கு நான் எனக்கு ரெண்டு கண்ணை யூஸ் பண்ணணும். Why to waste my power? அப்படியா இந்தியாவில் நடந்தா இருக்காங்க. I mean to say, I'm not putting that community down. No, I'm trying to say how smart they are to make the best use of everything. If I give you 1 lakh and say after 10 years, I need a good interest, I need a good payback to a person like a Marwadi. 1 lakh. 1 lakh is very little for you guys. 10 lakhs I'm going to give you. Okay? Okay, let's keep it as 1 lakh. If I give you 1 lakh today, and say after 10 years, I need a good investment, where will you invest? Here or here? Children are here. Someone said, show me a church budget and I will tell you where your church is in the next 10 years. Where's your building fund? Where's your youth fund? Yours, your children's fund. Where are you investing? Are you? Is there a budget for children's ministry? Praise the Lord. That's why you all are sitting here. How much is your budget? Is it like the Marwadis will invest? We need to say they want the best profit, the best income. So where will your best money go? Yes. I hope you are challenged by this. Okay? That you will put your focus now in your church. Especially when I go to some of the churches and see the children's ministry gets the worst treatment. In that sense, they get not the AC hall, they get the garage. Where all the paints are kept, where things are there, and they don't get the best of the time also. You know, they get that little extra time, which is as bonus. Chuma. Vandirkaragle, disturbance Karagle, okay, take them out and have a school there. Oh, Sunday school. Why do you have Sunday school? Because they are disturbing the senior pastors like me. I am also a reverend, so pastors don't, Pastor Ramas, I am not against pastors, okay? Because they are disturbing us. No, some of us have come out of that, okay? Earlier it was like that. But now I really want to challenge you. What do we give our child? Is this the best or is it the second best? Where is our investment? And if you really know that is the way we should be doing, from today onwards, go back, rewrite your church mission statement, rewrite your church budget, rewrite your own time for your own biological children. As much as I travel, I make sure I spend time with my wife and children. And when I spend time with my wife and children, it is their time. It is not anybody's time. Because for my wife, I am the only husband. And for my children, I am the only father. Right? So children's ministry, pastors, leaders, we should spend time more with our own children. They can always get another pastor. They can always get some other leader. But your wife will not, your husband will not. For them, it is only you. Okay, your children, you are only the parents. Okay, got it? So, spend time with your children. Now, come, let's go to the next topic. Can you stand up, please? Is the computer there?
Yes, sir.
Is the CD there? I wanted to do a song. You are sitting for too long. We believe in sponge activities.